Hello again, this is Dorothy Smith, Close to My Heart consultant. I am going to show you, it's getting to be the season, and so I'm going to show you one of our card kits called Merriest Wishes. And you can make two different cards. Of course, you can vary them depending on what you like, but here are the two suggested with the guidelines and instructions on how to do it. And so you can make in 6 of this pattern and 6 of this pattern. And the kit comes with the papers, that the poinsettia paper, and then the flip side is the little green kind of a background type, and the red cardstock, and also a piece of silver glitter paper. It also comes with the envelopes and cards that are pre-scored. And here's a piece of the cardstock because I've already cut up the pieces. And you get a full 12 by 12 piece of silver glitter paper, which who doesn't love glitter paper? And then the poinsettia paper is, well, poinsettia is on one side and then that green background paper on the other. So I'm going to show you what I've cut so far. Now you've got all of the instructions in the kit, which the guide, which you download when you order on Close to My Heart website, and you order this Merriest Wishes kit. There will be a small text underneath where you order, and it says download the guide, and so that's what you do, and then you print it out. So, and you also get a stamp set that goes with Merriest Wishes. So here are the stamps. And here's the guide. So you've got your cutting guide that shows you exactly how to cut that particular paper and what size to make the cuts. I don't know if you can see that. It's a little bit tiny print. So you can see what size to make the cuts. And then on the glitter paper, you're making strips that are 1/2 inch by 5.5 inches and 3/4 of an inch by 5.5 inches. So, and then on the cranberry cardstock, you're gonna cut these pieces that are 3.5 by 2 and 4.25 by 5.5. And then these are in the cranberry cardstock and the white daisy cardstock. They have thin cuts that are our circle pattern. So I will show you. Okay, this is the pieces from this card, and it's, you know, just super simple. I will take this off of here, and whoops, did I not bring any runner with me? Well, just a minute. Okay, back again. I brought the refill with me, but not the holder. So anyway, the after the cutting instructions, then you have the layout on how to do each card. So it will show you, let me back up a little bit. It'll show you what it's supposed to look like and where to put the different pieces. So just with that information, I'm going to go ahead and just making sure that I've got the right side up. I want the darker red up. And so I line up corner to corner. And then the poinsettias, which I really love this poinsettia paper this year. So it comes over about 1/2 inch, which, you know, I'm big into eyeballing, so that's about 1/2 inch. And then that's going to go there. And I'm going to trim off like wherever there's a little bit of extra. So the other thing that I want to show you is stamping. I'm going to stamp Merriest Wishes like it shows here. Merriest Wishes with some little snowflakes or stars, whatever you want to call them. So I'm going to make sure that I use my little sponge background and get my blocks. So the little star I'm going to put on one side, and then the bigger one is going to go on the back side. I'll set him there, and well, I don't need a big block. So Merriest Wishes will fit on my 2x2. So I am going to, now they have it stamped on the instructions. They have it stamped in black. I don't really want it in black, although, I mean, it looks nice, but I think I want cranberry. So I'm going to get my cranberry ink. And get my stamp good and inked up. And stamp it. And it came out just fine. Okay, and then with my green, now they're using, they say, let's see. On the Merriest of Wishes, they're using fern for the green, for the little snowflakes or whatever you want to call them. So I will use fern also. And I mean, you can place them how you want, but I'll just follow their suggestions because I like the way it looks. And it's okay to go off page. That's totally an okay look. Okay, and I'll put my ink away. And I will take now you could pop this up with little foam dots to give it a little bit more dimension. Actually, that might be kind of a good idea. I'll go ahead and take that off because I changed my mind. What can I say? So I'm going to go ahead and use foam dots and just pop it up a little bit. It's always nice to have a little dimension on your, whether you're making scrapbook pages or cards. It's nice to have dimension to go along with it. I took the plastic off with that one. Okay, then I'll take the paper covering off. And somehow this white circle got to be a little bit big. And I'm going to make just a little banner cut. and place that right next to the silver. And then once again, I'll use a little bit more dimension. And put it right there. Now I'm going to cut a little bit of this excess off. Yeah. And to add just a little bit of glitz, it also comes with these bitty sparkles, the little tiny guys. And I'm going to put those right on the little snowflake. And so, ta-da! There's a card. And I don't know if you can see the little sparkles. Here we go. Anyway, there's Merriest of Wishes and then Happiest of Holidays. So you could stamp this and put it on the inside here, which I'm going to go ahead and do. And just finish that off. And I'll just flip over. And I think I'll put that in the fern also. So we're just coordinating inside and out. Ta-da! Okay, there's a Christmas card. Fast, easy, and then you can put a little stamp that says, made by you with love. We have those in our catalog. Anyway, so there's one, that's one pattern down. And then the second pattern is a little bit more stamping. And so here's the second one. So we're going to actually be stamping the cardstock. So I've got my card, and it's got the pre-scored fold. And I'm going to start stamping. Now it will tell you on the instructions at the beginning. Okay, so it tells you all of the additional materials that you need. The archival blank stamp pad, cranberry stamp pad, fern, New England ivy, sweet leaf, and the basic circle thin cuts and the 3D foam tape. So now as far as the basic circles, you could, if you don't have the thin cuts, you could use your Cricut and it will tell you the size of circles to make, what size they're using. Like a 1.5 inch circle and a 2-inch circle, and the red is the 2.5 inch circle. So you could do those on your Cricut, no big deal. Thin cuts is fast and easy, but sometimes the Cricut is right there, ready to go. Okay, so speaking of ready to go, let's see. So we're going to use a big Christmas tree and a small Christmas tree. So I'm putting the small Christmas tree on here, and it says, I'm just going to go by what so they're saying here, paper base with, it just says layer images using random stamping. So you can kind of go along. I'm going to go ahead and do it the way they do it, and use the sweet leaf for the real light color. me see how that looks. That's not bad. And once again, they're going kind of off, kind of bleeding over off the edge, bleeding off the edge. There, so there's one up there, and then there's a top down here. And then they put another one that may or may not show up depending on if it gets covered with the happiest of holidays. Okay, so that's the sweet leaf. And then I want a bigger block for the bigger Christmas tree. And that uses, okay, so I'm going to use the really dark color, the New England ivy. So the medium color would be, let's see, so this is the sweet leaf and then fern. We'll just go ahead and do it in fern. Let me see how that comes out. That's good. Okay, so we're going to do a big one over here. And, well, I should have put this one over here more, but, I'll just go ahead and put it down there. And then we'll put a big one up here. And then as far as the New England ivy, that is going to be the swirls. So that's the little swirl stamp, which is really cute. You wipe. Always make sure to wipe your, look on your block to see if you've gotten ink on it, because that will come off and put a smudge on your paper, and then you're going to be upset with yourself. Okay, so I'm putting that directly over there, and then over here. And then just the tip of the Christmas tree. And I have ink all over this, and I really need to clean it off. And then we want the little skeleton Christmas tree, the framework, the branches. And that's going to be in, I think, the fern. Once again, don't want to put color where you don't want the color. See, and I do have a blob on there, right there. Darn it. Well, that's how people know it's handmade. Made with love. Put my inks away, and I'm going to get my red ink out. The cranberry. Okay, so I'm going to put a little piece up there, piece here. You're just kind of filling in some empty area. And especially an area that's right over a blob you don't want. I don't know if I really covered it up there. And maybe here. Okay, so then the next thing we're going to do is attach the green piece that's over here and then the silver strip that we cut. So you're going to be covering up stuff that you just stamped, which is no big deal. Now this one was cut an itty bitty amount short. Now one thing you can do when you've got some white showing that you don't really want it to show, you just, let me try to get it up there closer. You can always take some ink and ink the edges, and that will totally make that white area disappear. Okay, and then the strip of silver glitter paper is going to go right next to that. And then there's, you know, this cut. So I need to make a banner cut. So I'm going to kind of eyeball where the center is and try not to cut my finger. And try to do a 45-degree or close. And then try to meet in the middle. So, and I'm going to stamp that. I will use the black there because the red is such a dark red that you need to have something really deep to show up against the red. Okay, so now the nice thing about the clear stamps and the clear blocks is you try to eyeball as straight as you can. And then as far as, well, I know what I can do. I don't really like having a black snowflake, but what we can do is put some of the bitty sparkles on there and give it some shine. Just looking for anything that's smears of black. Okay, and let me pop that up with some dots. And actually, I tried embossing the snowflake, which is really pretty to do. I mean, you could do embossing, but I just got so much stuff around it, I didn't really want to use it. But you could totally emboss the snowflake in silver, which would be perfect to go along with your silver glitter paper. And it would be more like a real snowflake. But for the showing, we will just go ahead and do the black as it is in the instructions. Getting ink all over myself. Okay, so I will find my bitty sparkles. Now you may want to let the archival ink dry. This is archival black. And it can take a little bit longer than the regular ink to dry. Well, embellishing myself with bitty sparkles. So there's a little bit of glitz on it. So let me go ahead and attach that, and I'll use my bigger, no, I think I'll just put it down flat. And just kind of put it across there. Kind of line up with the edge for straight. And then you can put some more bitty sparkles on there. And they have one there, and one on the green, and another one on the green, bitty sparkle on the green, misbehaving bitty sparkle. Okay, so there you go. Happiest of wishes. Oh my, I have ink all on the inside. So what I'm going to do to take care of this is I'm going to put a piece of the, I'll cut a piece of the poinsettia cardstock and put it right here. I didn't realize my work area had gotten so dirty. So anyway, that's exactly what I'm going to do to make that just so. So, and I will go ahead and stamp Merriest of Wishes. On the inside in the red. There we go. Okay, so pretend this isn't there. And there's your second pattern. Now these cards did not take a long time. Now granted, I did have it cut, but the cutting was very simple cutting and not a whole ton. And if you just kind of make it like a factory, you know, you can get them out in no time. Now the other thing I do like to do is take my envelopes and decorate my envelopes according to the patterns. And so I have to say I really like the little swirl Christmas tree, or you could use the snowflake. The snowflake would be nice too. But I do like the swirly Christmas tree. And what I'll do is put it in the lightest of colors, which is the sweet leaf. And this is just, you know, a finishing touch. You know, the envelope doesn't need to go bare. So, you know, I'll just make sure I've got it upright and put it in the corner and put a tiny little star on top of it. So there you go. Decorated envelope to go with your cards. So remember that this is the Merriest of Wishes card kit. My name is Dorothy Smith. I'm close to my heart consultant, and you can find me at dotsscrapbooking.com. That's with 2 S's, all one word, for my blog. And if you would like to shop with me, it's Dorothy, DOROTHY, .ctmh.com. So thank you very much. You all have a great starting of the holidays. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching my video. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and visit my blog at dotsscrapbooking.com.